Pros. Happy Thursday. Happy Friday, Junior. My name's Chris Weldon. I'm one of the community managers at Housecall Pro, and this is Pro Power Hour. This is something we do every Thursday at this time at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 Eastern. I've been doing this for over a year now. You can kind of think of this as a product training webinar, but sometimes we do some other special things. Today, we're going to be talking about how to keep your account safe, talking about account takeovers and password best practices. We did another cybersecurity session recently with a lot of other tips. I encourage you to watch that. But for the most part, we kind of do a demo of a certain product or feature in Housecall Pro every week. So if you're new here, if you want to go back and watch recordings, those are all available in our help center. Everything from online booking to uh, marketing campaigns to estimates to so many different things. So I encourage you to go back and watch those. I'll drop the link in the chats. If you're on Facebook, if you have any questions along the way, I'll be monitoring that. Same thing on Zoom. Throw your questions in the chat and we'll answer them. Usually we're here with an onboarding specialist, but this week John, security guy, is joining us again so we can talk about just how to keep you, your business, and yourselves safe. So, John, if you want to introduce yourself and we can get started.
Hey everybody, I'm John. I'm the security guy here at Housecall Pro. I do all things security related, and I want to educate some people on some best practices. And unfortunately, some of the things that we're seeing and some of the things that have been reported on our Facebook community about some pretty bad emails going around. And so I want to come out and talk to you guys about this and hopefully share a little bit of knowledge, give you some tips and tricks to help prevent your accounts from being taken over, and what will tell you what looks like a real email from Housecall Pro and what doesn't look like a real email from Housecall Pro. So with that being said, you can see my screen.
Yep.
All right. But I got to get my screen working. All right. So yeah, probably this is looking a little small for everybody. Chris is going to share out this slide deck a little later on. But here's the important thing to know. This is what a phishing email looks like because it's being sent and it's saying it's coming from Housecall Pro, but it's not. Now I'm going to point out some of the key features that you guys can see to identify this. This is not, and this information is not just generic to Housecall Pro. This is how you can review emails to see, hey, is this legitimate? Is this not? So for this one, in prime example, this is saying that it's coming from Housecall Pro, but if you look at this line here, this URL, it's not coming from Housecall Pro. It's actually coming from squaremarketing.com. That should be a big warning sign that anything else in this email is probably false or fake, or they're trying to socially engineer you to do something. Prime example, if you see in this lower reply to line, again, it says Housecall Pro. That can easily be spoofed. But if you look through this entire long line, it doesn't even say Housecall Pro once in here. More importantly, in fact, it's saying that it's replying to squareup.com. All right. At the bottom of the email, and you'll notice, whoops, sorry, that's the wrong one. You'll notice down here, it's saying Housecall Pro with an address. But if you look at that, that's not our address. We are based out of Denver, Colorado, not Tobaccoville, North Carolina, or any other place. Denver, Colorado. Other thing inside this email, as you see, there's a link that they want you to click on. They're trying to manipulate you, especially stating that, hey, you're getting complaints from your customers. We know you guys are pros. We know you guys are professional. You're probably not getting complaints. We do see unhappy customers from time to time. We can't do anything about that. But if they're trying to get you to click on something, here's a good thing. Hover your mouse over what they want you to click on. If in this case, it would take you to this really, really long abstract URL that has nothing to do or doesn't say anything about Housecall Pro. Okay? If we're going to send you a link in an email or some sort of communication from us, Housecall Pro is going to be in that link. All right. These are all sorts of weird things, or what we call flags in the security field, that shows you this is not really where it's supposed to be. It's not coming who it's from, it says. If you get an email and you're unsure about it, reach out in the community. Chris and team, reviews and keeps an eye on the community channel all the time. They can always send it to me. I can review it and we'll tell you whether, hey, this is a phishing email that's going around, or hey, this is a legitimate email that's coming from Housecall Pro. Anybody out there got any questions? This is perfect time to ask. And plus, I do a whole lot better with questions than me just reading off slides.
Yeah, y'all, if you have any questions along the way, you've likely seen some posts about this. Those of you that have posted emails, I want to thank you for that. That
Thank you.
helps
Yeah.
other people be aware. So if you're wondering, post it in the community. We'll answer. When we answer a post, it's not just seen by you, it's seen by, everybody else using Housecall Pro. So we do appreciate that. I also want to note too that one of the things that wasn't mentioned, just generally in phishing emails, a lot of the times, John, correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of the times there are grammatical errors. I'm not saying that's the only sign, but that's another one.
Not anymore, not with AI.
Not with AI. Okay.
Okay. Any little script kiddie can write a phishing email. And there are people that are jailbreaking AI to make it even easier for them to write bad, malicious emails. I don't like them, they're scumbags, but that's besides the point. Okay. They take advantage of people. And in today's day and age, we don't need people taking advantage of everybody else.
No.
So yeah, I'll get on a soapbox. Never mind. Okay. All right. So, hey, what they're trying to do out of this whole thing is they want you to click on this and they want you to go. Okay. In these examples, it's taking you to one of these two. Okay. Can anybody out there tell me which one's the real the real Housecall Pro login screen and which one's the fake one? Anybody know? Chris, do
A
you?
or B, A or B, throw it in the chat.
Which, okay, Michael, is that real or fake? Everybody's going with B, real.
Ooh.
Yes. B is the real login page for Housecall Pro. A is a fake. It's a real good replica, a real good image of what we're doing, but they forgot the Google, sign in with Google. And they didn't capitalize the S. As you see, we did. Okay. All these other things that they take you to legitimate links. Yes, Lauren, they do look very similar. That's what makes them hard. It's called social engineering. The bad guys are trying to manipulate you into doing something. In this case, they're taking you to a fake website. Best way that you can do this, if you happen to click on the website or click on the link and you go to the website, look in the address bar, take a look at what's being sent up there. This is online-barredaccess.de. Doesn't say house call any place in there. And it would say Housecall Pro in the actual domain. Okay. As an example B, you see pro.housecallpro.com. That is the real website, and that's what we got to log into. It's not smart to click on the link, but people do make mistakes, Lauren. So, hey, we're all human. We all make mistakes, right? Somebody clicks on the link, then look in the address bar. I don't recommend clicking on links you're not aware of because sometimes bad guys can deliver malware that way. Okay. If you ever get prompted for a two-factor authentication code, all right, this is what a real one looks like from Housecall Pro. I was not able to get one from the fake websites because they didn't like my login because I wasn't on their phishing list, probably. So they never prompted me with one. But I want people to realize, hey, it's going to come from Housecall Pro. This is what the real link looks like. And this is what the text message should be. It should come from a 91929 number. Only a 5-digit number it should come from. Never is going to come from an email address. Never is going to come from, hey, this is a +63 +26, any sort of other phone number. Also, we have in our code and in our MFA tokens, we're never going to ask you for them. Okay. So please, if someone calls you up and says, hey, this is so and so from Housecall Pro, we sent you a 2-factor authentication code. Can you please verify that? We're never going to do that. That's also another common way that the bad guys try and socially engineer you because they're logging in as you and they're trying to get that 2FA code to either log into your account or try to get you to your financials. And we protect your financials with a 2FA code by default. Okay. Anybody got questions out there?
So this is the only number, correct, that you will get the 2FA code from.
Yeah, I've been, as you see, I've been getting a bunch of them. I've been trying to test it out and make sure that we're giving you the best accurate information.
Good.
When in doubt, guys, you always have that little blue chat bubble there. Hey, I got an email. I'm not sure it's from Housecall Pro. Or, hey, I got this text message. Is it from Housecall Pro? Use that little blue chat bubble, folks, because that's going to come to our support team. And if the support team doesn't know, then they're going to reach out to me. Cool?
Cool. One other quick question, John. What if
Yeah.
I get one of these messages and it's not me? I haven't been trying to log into my account. Is there anything that I should do? Should I be vigilant? Does that mean
Yeah.
somebody might be trying to get into my account?
If you get an unsolicited multi-factor or 2-factor authentication request and you did not initiate it, someone's probably figured out your password. Okay. Best way to prevent that is to enable 2FA on your account. But what you can do, go in, change your password, or reach out to our support team and they'll take care of you. Okay. Here's the whole thing, guys. You're in your account more than we are. You see these things. If something doesn't seem right, don't ignore it. Take those precautions, reach out to the support teams, let them help you out. That's what they're here for. Okay? Anybody got any questions around this so far? Everybody good? Out in the Zoom world? I can't see you, so maybe like a thumbs up in the chat. All right, I'm trying.
Silence is good. All right. Oh,
Silence.
there's a thumbs up. Awesome.
Did we get a thumbs up?
We did. Just came up on the screen.
Okay, cool. Cool. Thank you to those who are listening. All right. Okay. Business email compromise. This is where the bad guys, and this is the number one way organizations get compromised, owned, popped, whatever term you want to use. Okay. It's called business email compromise. It's a scam where criminals are tricking you to thinking that they are somebody else. They could be your boss. If you're the boss, it could be a vendor, a customer, it could be one of your employees. It's all social engineering. Okay. That's what they're trying to do. Again, this is the number one way small to medium businesses get hacked is through this business email compromise. What are they after? Hey, small businesses, you guys got a ton of really attractive information if I'm a bad guy. Okay. Whether, you got your bank details, you got credit cards, I can take out a loan in your name. Hey, there's payroll in there. Okay. Those are on all money. If I'm a competitor, I could get your price book, your customer list. All right. Know what vendors you use, know what pricing you're getting from your vendors. That might help me negotiate a better deal. You have all your employees and all your customers' personal information, their phone numbers, their emails, their addresses. Okay. You get tax records, you can get account logins, all sorts of information about your business. I've highlighted some of them, but this is why small businesses and medium businesses are target to hackers. Okay. Typically, it's after money. Let's face it, everybody's motivated by money, but there are people out there that want this data about you and your customers because they can utilize that for their own purposes. Why does it matter? Why? Okay. What's a fake invoice worth? Well, now you've just lost reputational points. Maybe your customers don't trust you if they see fake invoices. Okay. A hacked email that could release all this information. You could get identity theft. Your business could get stolen, as in people are trying to impersonate or be an imposter of you. Um, Easiest way to protect these things, strong passwords. Okay. Strong random passwords. I'll give you a couple hints on this here in a few minutes. Um, Two-factor authentication on not only your business, so like your Housecall Pro app, but also protect your personal email. If you don't have two-factor authentication on your business or personal email, let me ask you this. Where do your password resets go? Chris, where do your passwords resets go?
My password resets?
Yeah, they go to
Yeah,
your personal email, don't they?
they go. Yep, go to my email, and then yeah, if I have two-factor on, yep.
If you don't have two-factor on, and I can guess, and we're just going to say for the purpose of this exercise that Chris's password is some variation of Housecall Pro because he's such a good employee here. You know, they, I can go in, I can see, I guess, his password, I get access to his account, I can see where he banks, I can see the medical, I can see his utilities, I can go in there, I can then lock him out of all those accounts. I set up two-factor authentication on his email, and then he's locked out of everything. Oh, cool. Nice way to put that up. Keep your personal and your business devices and accounts separate. That's a good way to protect your identity. And then educate your staff. Educate your staff on social engineering, on emails, on how to look for things. And I gave you a couple examples up at the beginning. Password best practices. Yes, passwords are a pain in the butt to go and type in, especially if you're on a mobile device. Okay. But things to remember about passwords, the longer, the complex, the random, the better. Okay. Uh, Utilize special characters in there. You want to remember something easy? Think about a passphrase then. Case, and don't use this one out there, guys, okay? Because now it's known. But drill truck blue 2023. Simple to remember, but you change the characters in there, you put in explanation marks, change numbers for letters, letters for numbers. One that I always used when I was quite a few years ago was my cat eats cabbage. Simple and easy to remember as a passphrase, and then you swap out the letters for special characters and things. It makes it a lot harder. Always have one unique password per system. Don't reuse passwords. The reason being is if you reuse passwords, if I guess it in one system, then I can go and try it in a lot of other systems. And passwords, the longer the better. Whoops. Okay. Don't use anything personal. Don't use your company name, your boyfriend, girlfriend, significant others, pet name, your pets, your anniversaries, your schools, your sports teams. Don't use your slogan that's on your work shirt. Okay. Don't use anything that's on social media. Okay. Don't use variations of the word password, Housecall Pro, or maybe your company name. As a bad guy, I'm going to try those things to try and break into your account. Don't share your passwords, okay? Just don't. No one needs to know your passwords. And if you're an admin in your system in the Housecall Pro app, don't share your password. Don't give it to the office staff or one of the field techs so that they could do something for you. I've used favorite song with the first letter of each word. That works. That's something you know. That's kind of unique. Hey, and in case you, unless you mix up the verse, and then you might get a little confused. But those are good things. I mean, Dusty, that's actually a pretty good idea. Okay, that works until someone figures out your favorite band. Okay, two-factor authentication. What is it? Everybody nowadays has a smartphone. Okay, for us, we send you an SMS text message that gives you a one-time password that validates who you are. Okay. It's an extra layer of protection and it prevents somebody from stealing your account. Yes, it does add an extra step or two when you're trying to log in, but what's your business worth? A couple extra steps? Think about it. Another way to think about two-factor authentication is a lot of people have alarms on their home. Okay. Your first factor is your key unlocking your front door. Your second factor is the little code that you push in to undo the alarm for your house or for your job trailer. Think of it that way. It's something you know, it's something you have. If they're using iPads in the field, enable biometrics on them so that they can use their face or their fingerprint scan to unlock it. Ariel, that's an awesome question. Thank you. Okay. Going back, why do you use it? It stops the bad guys from stealing your account. That's the simple, easy way. Okay. It protects your business, it protects your data, it protects everything. Why is it important? It's an extra layer of protection. It prevents, like I said, stolen credentials, people accessing your business, your email, your banking, that sort of thing. Uh, any place that you offers two-factor authentication, utilize it. If you look at my cell phone text messages, probably half of my text messages are two-factor authentication requests. Okay. I have it on everything. Be proactive and protect your business, folks. Okay. If something doesn't seem right, something seems strange with your account, reach out. Don't wait for us to reach out to you. Our job is to service you. If you have a question about your account, you're not bothering us. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you. So use that chat bubble, reach out to our support, figure out, make sure that it's nothing wrong. We would rather have you bother us with something that's a false positive than us calling you up going, hey, your account's been taken over, your bank's been switched. We need to go and secure your account. Yeah, Alexander, good answer. I do like that one. MDMs. It also depends on the size of your business. Okay.
What are MDMs, John, for those that don't
Mobile
know?
device management systems where you can configure timeouts, locks, updates, configuration settings, what applications can be used on there. That's for more of a definitely medium-sized business. Yes, Lauren, very good. Yay, you should have had that done already. I'm going to yell at you. You were through my class earlier. Hey, don't ignore the emails and the text messages that we send about account notifications. Okay? This can help you prevent, because then if you get a text message, hey, someone's changed your password and you didn't do it, get in, hit that blue bubble, talk to somebody on our support team. If you get a text message saying, hey, somebody's changed your account or your banking information and you didn't do it, go in, reach out to us. Let us help you out. Okay. Also, when you are assigning your staff permissions, as a business owner, you're going to keep everything in control yourself. But just remember, those office staff people, they have a lot of permissions. Just don't give them everything. Don't make everybody admins, okay? Because who could be a happy employee today could be a disgruntled employee tomorrow. And if they have admin access, then you could have some other headaches that you weren't expecting. Like I said, office staff does have a lot of power by default. Um, Also, talk to your teams, inform them about MFA, inform them about strong passwords. Okay. Some of the hints that I gave earlier, utilize those things. It's protecting your business. You're doing everything to protect your customers and really impress your customers. You got to do the same thing to protect your business. Um, Only give people the least amount of access that they need. Okay. You can always go and add something to somebody. It's always a lot harder to take something away. Uh, Also, if for people that have a lot of employees, how many admins do you have? How many office staff do you have? Okay. Since they all have elevated access and elevated permissions, do you really need, if you have 20 employees, do you need 15 admins and office staff members? Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Evaluate those things. Um, Also, make sure you're not sharing your password for your account with any of your vendors. If they need access, create them an account in there. Okay, give them as minimal access as possible because you don't know what they're going to do. And more importantly, you don't know their security of your vendors. So you don't know if they're really secure or if they're not. And if they get popped and they're an admin in your account, well, that's not good news for you. Uh, Strong passwords suggested by browsers are good. The one drawback to strong passwords in browsers is if your browser gets compromised, your passwords get compromised. I personally like a third-party application. I personally use Bitwarden. That's my password manager of choice. That's what I use. There's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of free ones that you can use. Utilizing a password manager helps protect all your accounts. And you don't have to type in that long, complex password. They will copy and paste that in for you. See,
Yeah, I would believe the same thing goes for storing passwords in your browser. You know, you get that notification. Do you want to save your passwords? You don't have to put it in.
yeah. A browser password manager is better than nothing because now you're not reusing the same password over and over again. Uh, Yeah, you're using a Mac. You're a lot safer. Michael, you are a lot safer than anybody on a Windows, okay? Um, Also the Mac default password or yeah, the Mac's default password manager, that's pretty good. Okay. Plus the fact that it'll transfer to your phone, okay, or your iPad, that makes it really convenient. Again, guys, I want to point out these are the ways to recognize malicious emails. Does the sender reflect who's actually sending it? In this case, like I showed you, it's from Housecall. They're saying it's from Housecall Pro, but it doesn't say Housecall Pro any place, either in the from or the reply to. Warning flag 1. Look at the link that they want you to click on. Okay. Hover your mouse over it or even right click, copy it, and paste it into a text document. Look at that link. Does it say Housecall Pro in it? If it doesn't, it's probably malicious. And then this is an easy one. They just put on some fake address. Okay. If you get one of these things, post it in the community. Let's share the love. Let people know about it. Okay. The bad guys are out there. We have to be vigilant 100% of the time. The bad guys only need to be right once. We don't want that. Okay.
So, other than spreading awareness, John, if one of our pros gets this, say they're not in our Facebook community, they don't fall for it, should they still report it to us? Should they still let us know?
Please, because we're going to try and go out after these bad guys and do what we can. Some of them, they live outside the US. We don't have a whole lot of things to do that we can do. So that's why we try and spread awareness and let people know what's going on.
Excellent. I recommend too for your employees, if you're having them, giving them access to things. I recommend, a lot of people ask this question in the Facebook community. Should I give my employees an email address under my business instead of letting them, use their personal for something? Highly recommend, especially if you're on like Google, you have Google Workspace. Set up a custom email for each of your employees. You can control those. So if you do let somebody go, somebody does become disgruntled, you have all of that control and you can revoke their access.
That's a great point. That is a great point. Anybody have any questions about my slides? Anybody have any comments about it or something they want me to go over? More than happy to do that.
Anybody has any questions on Facebook later? I know a lot of people catch the recording in the evenings. Drop them in the thread. We'll get back to you. I'll go to John, get an answer.
Anybody have any other questions? Not just on the topics I covered, any other security questions? You got me here. You might as well get some free information.
Eric, I see your question here. Eric's asking why we cannot refine access a bit better. There are only three roles for users, which is that admin, that office staff, and that technician. That's feedback we continually get. I don't work in product. I wish I had a better answer for you. Hopefully we'll change what permissions look like in the future. John, I don't know
Yeah.
if you have any comments there.
No, that's a product decision. That's not a security decision. Okay. Security we'd have a lot more than three, but that's a product thing. We'll let the product team handle that. They're more the experts there. Desiree, has Housecall Pro been compromised recently? No, plain and simple.
No, nope.
Yeah. Hey, if we were compromised, I probably wouldn't be talking to everybody today. That's a good question, though. Yeah, no, uh, it is funny, but I take this very seriously. I present all this stuff with a little bit of humor because if you're chuckling a little bit or you laugh a little bit, you're going to remember it a little bit better. That's why I do it. It is serious. Yes, it's very serious. Um, I don't like these phishing emails because you guys are our pros. We're here to take care of you, and someone's trying to manipulate you. We don't like that. I don't like that personally. So we do everything that we can. I can't impact somebody sending an email from outside our organization, but I can teach you guys, I can mentor people, and I can give you information on how to protect yourself.
Yeah. Alexander and Eric, I see your additional comments here. Like John mentioned earlier, best advice is give the most limited access that you can. So if you don't need somebody to be office staff, don't make them office staff. If you don't need
Yeah.
someone to be admin, don't make them admin. Um, yeah, try to have some best practices. There's been some posts in the community about this, how you can protect yourself. I see your comment about, seeing everybody's pay, changing their hours. yeah, just make sure you're putting the right people in charge of that and you've got good policies in your employee handbooks um, to protect yourself.
Okay, Ariel, would the security team have a hand in payment processing security and secure pay link? Uh, at Housecall Pro, we work together. I work with the risk, the fintech teams, and we come up with the best solutions possible to protect everybody's data and payment processing.
Good question.
We also have third parties that test us to ensure that we are following our procedures.
John, we've got another question from Eric. He's asking, how about when they say your info is on the dark web? What is that?
Okay. Your info is on the dark web. It Everybody's info is on the dark web. There have been so many data breaches out there, okay, that that information is put out on the dark web. What that means is everybody knows what the internet is. Hey, I can go to www.espn.com. Boom. Hey, I'm on the regular internet. In the dark web, there are a lot of forums and web pages by malicious actors so that they can share the data that they steal. More importantly, they try and sell it. Okay. So someone else can abuse it. With all the data breaches, and you think the big ones, Anthem, Verizon, LinkedIn, Target, just to name a few, because there's been hundreds of them. All that data people take and they push it on the dark web so that other people can utilize it for nefarious purposes. Okay, does that answer your question, Eric? It was Eric, right, who asked that question?
Yep,
Okay.
yep, over on Facebook.
Okay.
Any other questions? Oh, yeah, he's following up. But what is the dark web? Like a VPN or just specific websites?
You have to connect through it through a Tor node. Um, it is an entire other internet that you can do pretty much anything on there. Think of something evil, mean, or nasty, it's out there. So that's why it's called the dark web. The dark web is not scannable through normal means like the regular internet. And like I said, you have to have a specific way to get into there. If you don't know how to get into it, you don't know about it. And even then, when you get into it, you got to be very, very cautious. I tend to stay away from the dark web because I kind of like to be protected. Yes, very spooky.
So, any other questions? Glad we could answer that, Eric.
Yeah, no, it was a good. Oh, do you want to get Ariel's question and probably post that over to
Yeah, Ariel, Lauren and I are gonna follow up with you about this.
yeah, let's follow up and then we can direct it to the right team to get that remediated.
Yep.
No,
Ariel, can you give me
thanks
your
for
email in
that.
the chat if you don't mind? You can give it to me directly. There's an option instead of to everyone, you can do it to me, or if you don't mind. Another question from Eric. What about ransomware hacks where they freeze your data?
Yeah. Okay. Ransomware is when somebody comes in and they encrypt all your data, freeze your data, and they want you to pay uh, for them to return it. One, not everybody, once you pay, will decrypt your data. Sometimes they take your money and run. Um, Obviously, there's no honor among thieves. Two, the easiest way to prevent um, ransomware, have a good antivirus, Make sure your machines are updated and patched. Don't click on links unless you know where they go. And Eric, I kind of showed you how to do that earlier. Okay. And just be extra cautious. Again, bad guys only need to be right once. We got to be right all the time. And we're humans. We make mistakes. Does that help, Eric?
Yeah, John, what are I think we talked about this last time. We talked about some recommended password managers, but two, some recommended antivirus and um, protection softwares.
Think about this. You guys are all pros. You don't go to Harbor Freight to buy a drill. You go someplace else. You get a Milwaukee, you get a DeWalt. The same thing should be. You pay for your good tools, is what I'm trying to say. As a business, spending 100, 200 bucks or so a year on good antivirus, it's just like buying a tool. That's kind of my thought there. I personally pay for Bitdefender, but I've got that for me, my family, my kids, that sort of thing.
Yeah, Bitdefender, I know we talked about that. Yeah, he's saying yeah, he's looking for one that's not a PETA. Norton, McAfee are all annoying.
Yeah, none, I'm not going to comment on those. Um, unfortunately, there's two categories of AV. There's home AV and there's enterprise AV. The problem is enterprise AV is expensive.
Yeah, Jeff, I see your question here. House Call Sparky, that's an automation inside of your House Call Pro account. A lot of that is set up to default. So yeah, like a review request after a job is finished or after a job is paid. Those are all controls that you can turn on or off. We actually did a session on that a few weeks ago. I will drop that in here. I'll drop our recording library. We did a whole session on automations inside of your House Call Pro account, everything that automates. Here's the link to that recording library. Good question. You should have found out about that through your onboarding. It's pretty standard. It's in all of our help articles as well. If you are on a max plan, you can get a coaching call. If you go to your blue chat bubble, there will be an option for that, and somebody can dive into that further. Also happy if you want to make a post on Facebook, definitely chat with you a little bit more. Good questions.
Yeah, I think questions, this is where you get more information out than just me reading off the stuff.
Definitely.
Although the how to read an email was pretty important.
All right.
Okay.
Well, good deal. I'm seeing it slow down here. Pros I want to recommend, come to office hours. Office hours is every Friday. It's at 11 Pacific, 2 Eastern. It's a great opportunity to talk to other pros. You can jump on camera with us. You can ask Lauren or I questions. You can ask other pros questions. It's every Friday. If you want the registration link, just let me know. Get that to you. Next week, we're going to be talking about My Money. So, the whole My Money section is actually a great segue from talking about cybersecurity. We're going to be talking about My Money. We'll probably have some more tips for you, but we'll be going over that whole section. So, maybe if you're wondering, should my office staff have access to everything in there? It's a good session to attend, especially if you are new. No, Eric, if you're on a max plan, you can get as many coaching calls as you want, I believe. There is like a cap to that. I don't know how many, but yeah, it doesn't matter if you're 3 years in, you're 1 day in. If you're on a max plan, you can request one of those. Yeah, let me get you. I'll reply to you with the link, Eric. I'll send that to you in Facebook. I'll give you a DM so you can get signed up. And I'll give you some instructions too about setting up that coaching call. Yeah. Awesome. let's see, Jeff. Yeah, Jeff, that's definitely a separate topic of conversation. I hear what you're saying. We have some posts about that in the community. Um, that is a default as well. Happy to expand on that if you want to make a post. We can talk about that a little bit further. Definitely have gotten this feedback though and shared it with product before, so you're not alone. Thank you, Lauren. All right. I
Cool.
think that's going to do it. We'll catch everyone next week. We'll catch you tomorrow. John, really appreciate it again. We'll do one of
Yeah.
these again in the future.
Yeah, we'll be doing these more.
Awesome. All right. Stay
Thanks,
safe out there,
everybody.
y'all. Thanks.